All right, so now we are live. Welcome to class. Today is going to be Motivational Monday. I should probably do that every Monday, but I don't. But today, again, we're going to talk about resolutions and what we can do, how we can do this, because some people might have more problems than others to continue their resolutions and try and improve things at work, at home, and life in general. So today I just want to do another class about that. And there's some good tips today. So what I'll do is, first I have to bring this up. My resolutions are going well so far. I'm keeping on track with what I decided, so I'm pretty happy with that. And I feel like it's going to work this year, or at least it's going to, is what I should say. You don't want any doubts when you're talking about your resolutions in general. Now for work, today is based on work resolutions, but this could, apply in regular life as well. So we will see what you think at the end of this. So let's see, Ken, came in just a little bit before Knox, so I'll have you read this first paragraph, okay?
Oh, it's so long. Okay. People set resolutions never expecting they will follow through, as we have mentioned before. People tend to set goals that I don't think they actually need or want to do. 25% of people who make a New Year's resolution normally give up by January 7th. A different article I read said February 9th.
Okay. So yes, like I said, a lot of people might be a little unmotivated or have stopped even at this time. Like it says, by January 7th, people normally, could stop. I think that's quite early, actually. So, like I said, a different article I read said February 9th. That I believe because, you think January and then, you're motivated and then slowly, little by little, you're unmotivated. You're like, oh, I don't like this. They also say that in order to make a habit, you have to do it for 21 days. So I don't know I guess that's true too, because if you do it for 21 times, then it becomes normal, etc. for you, okay? And so it's not like, oh, I have to do this, and so it becomes easier, let's say, okay? So that's something you can think about too, is if you do something for 21 days, or at least if you do it during the week, okay? I'm going to explain a little bit about what my goals are this year. So Ken and I discussed our steps, okay? So my goal is to do, on average, 8,000 steps per day, okay? So 40,000 steps in the 5 days during the week. If I don't do that, which I didn't last week, by 350 steps, I counted twice after. And so Saturday, I did an exercise video. My goal this year is to lose weight, and I'm pretty motivated to stick to it this year. And so that was, my husband, it's only 350 steps. And I was like, no, but that's not the idea. The idea is that I didn't do it. And so this is the repercussion. I don't want to say punishment or something like that, but it's what I said I'm going to do. And so I did that. And it's only a 30-minute DVD, and so it's not like, oh, it takes forever, oh, this. And so now it's quite easy for me to, get everything set and ready to do the video. So now it's becoming normal. And again, the most important thing is that you're motivated to do it, okay? Because as it says here, people tend to set goals that they don't actually need or want to do. And we spoke about this earlier, okay? So any questions or comments?
No, not particularly.
Okay. Well, then, Ken, I'll have you read this part, okay?
Okay. Research shows that 46% of people do keep resolutions for at least 6 months, and 8% keep them for the entire year. So, what is that 8% doing different than the others? You might have to ask yourself a lot of questions, but there's one to start with. Do you want to be successful this year?
Okay. So again, this is just saying that not everyone keeps their goals or their resolutions. Okay. And I would believe the 6 months. I mean, I can understand that. I think 46% is quite a high amount. But again, it depends on your motivation and if you're really serious. And this is, again, if you've chosen goals that actually are pertinent to your life, that are relevant to your life. So that's also very important. And 8% for the entire year. So I'm hoping I'm one of those 8%. And then I thought, well, if I do this for the entire year, maybe it would become such a good habit and so normal for me that I could continue, going to the gym and doing extra things at home. So let's see. All right, so let's talk about different ways you can make this happen. Make 2019 your year, okay? So Knock, we'll go back to you, and this paragraph is titled Love What You Do, okay?
Love what you do. First, in order to be motivated, you should do something you love every day. It could be anything from listening to your favorite music in the car, on the way to work, or using headphones when commuting via public transports. Maybe you drink coffee or tea at work for a mug that makes you smile, laugh, or that you just enjoy.
Okay, so questions or comments here?
Yeah, listening to my favorite music in the car, yeah, sometimes it's very motivating.
Exactly, and that's what, I mean, there's people in life that say, I could never live without music. I can live without music. I don't need it. But at the same time, when I listen to music, it makes me feel good. It makes you feel like
Right.
in the moment. If you're angry and frustrated, listen to that angry and frustrated music, that rah, rah, rah stuff. If you're in a love mood, listen to love songs or romantic songs. And so it just depends on your mood. And with that, you can really change your mood if needed. Okay? Same thing with at work. If you find something that you absolutely love, well, find a mug that you can have it and look at and enjoy. It sounds very silly, but if you're surrounded by things that you actually love and enjoy, then your life will be more enjoyable in general. Okay, so here's some more things that we could do. Ken, why don't you read this?
Okay, put up pictures of family members, friends, or even places you've traveled and loved. This will be a good reminder that you need to work so you can enjoy trips like this. There are many simple things you can do to surround yourself if with happy moments that will encourage you to do your best.
Exactly. So, if work necessarily isn't motivating, make it motivating for yourself because you won't, if without a job, it would be more difficult to buy food, pay for your car, transport, go out with friends, go out for nice meals, go on trips. Lots of things are limited then if you don't have the money to do it. So I think, as we've discussed in other classes as well, money doesn't bring happiness, but it helps. It's nice to have. So, like I said, if your job isn't motivating, if it's very mundane, normal, routine, um, you can make it better by having, like I said, those things around you that you enjoy, that you love, to help remind you, say, hey, you need this job, or at least you're at this job now. Maybe you can look for a different job that will make your life even more enjoyable. But for now, this is what you have. Okay? So it's taking the things that you have and really looking at the positive side of things. If you focus on only the negative things, that's what you're going to get negativity. So, it's changing that mentality as well. Okay. Questions or comments here before we continue to the next part?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, Americans, show their, display their family picture in office desk. I see that on, yeah, I often see that on Hollywood films.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I think it's kind of common in America,
And
probably.
in Japan, what do you think?
Japan, not so much. Maybe some people doing so, but not so much. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's fine. Now, do you want to say anything?
I don't know.
Okay, that's
uh,
fine. Okay. All right. So let me. Can you read this paragraph? Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So, Knock, get ready to talk about, well, read, but make yourself a priority. Again, these can be for work or at home. I'll just move this down so you can see all of the paragraph. Okay.
okay. Um, you need to take some time for yourself every day. So schedule in time to read or go to the gym in order to take time for you. By doing this, you will feel better and even more relaxed. You will be more stable in your daily life, knowing that you will have some me time every day. You will need this in order to disconnect from a busy day at work.
Okay. So, even if you have a busy day at work, you have a lot of things going on, you have family or friends, situations, at least you can say, at this time, I'm going to have time for me. Even if it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, it's important for you to have those moments to disconnect, relax, and focus on yourself. Because again, if you are not okay mentally, nothing around you will be okay either. So it's again focusing on you and what will be able to help you in your life in general or at work. Okay. Anything else here? So, for example, do you two take time for yourself every day?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes. uh, I take time to go to the gym in order to gain weight because I'm way too skinny.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's
And
good.
yes, every day in the afternoon, I mean, I go to the gym and have more exercises to be more strong, get some muscles.
Okay, good. And how does it make you feel if you don't or if you can't go to the gym?
Sorry?
If you don't have time or you can't go to the gym, how do you feel?
Um, I feel so boring. like I, like I have nothing to do, and going to the gym is the only thing I can do in my day.
Good. And so, are you eating a specific diet in order to gain weight as well, or just focusing on getting stronger?
Yes, I have a healthy diet that my mom cook for me every day. and yeah, her all of her the food that she makes very nice and very nutrients. So it is good for me to achieve my goal to gain some weight before 2020.
Okay. Well, fantastic. Well, I'm happy for you and motivation. So, Ken, what about you? Do you take time every
Mm.
day for yourself?
Yes, walking, not every day. Pool, going to pool, but not every day, almost every day, but a very short minutes. Also taking class. I like, you know, uh, taking English class like this. You know, t- not It's a kind of learning, so I need to think, but also it's fun for me. Yeah, actually.
Good. Well, I had a feeling that you were going to say that as you've been in this class for how many days? I think you've only missed 2 days in probably 2 years or something. So,
Yeah.
so I can see you're very dedicated, and I appreciate that as well. It means a lot that you like the classes, you like coming. So thanks, Ken, for making me a part of
Ah,
your
you're
your
welcome.
week.
Thank you too.
Well, if we move on here, another topic we have is learn something every day. And Ken, is it your turn?
Yes, maybe so.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it is.
Okay.
And I'll move down,
Learn.
okay?
Okay. Learn something every day. By increasing your knowledge, you will be helping yourself in many ways. This knowledge could help you change your lifestyle to live longer, improve memory, and delay diseases like Alzheimer or dementia. It could also be useful to improve those boring everyday conversations.
Exactly. So if we go back up here to the top so we can review again, is basically if you learn something, a new interesting fact every
Mm,
day, or
mhm,
a new word in English, this is something that they say will help you with your memory. Okay. You
mhm,
might not lose your memory as fast as others. Also, speaking a second or even third or fourth language is good for
mhm,
you as well, they say. Okay.
I see.
So hopefully, we won't have any of us. We won't suffer from Alzheimer's or dementia. And also, work conversations are the same. Oh, hey, how are you today? How was your weekend? What did you do? Blah blah blah. That small talk conversation is good to break the ice, but not as a daily occurrence. You don't want to repeat the same questions every day, and so you can just say, hey, did you know? And then tell someone this interesting fact, and then they learn something new, and then maybe the next day they'll have some new information for you, and then those conversations become more, what's the word? Interesting. And you could develop a friendship from that, which could also be positive. So this has we call it a snowball effect. Okay. So if you think
Mm,
about a snowball at the top of a hill, and you start
right.
rolling it down the hill, as it goes down, it will gather more snow, and at the
Mhm.
end of the hill, it will be bigger.
Yeah,
So
like
that's the
making phenomenon.
exactly. So by
Mm,
starting out with something small and little by little, gradually adding to that, it could make something different in your life and be more interesting. Maybe you'll have a new friend to call on the weekends or go out or have lunch with instead of eating alone. So there's a lot of things, that this just being open-minded and trying new things and learning, okay, could really have an effect on a lot of different parts of your life.
mhm.
Good. Anything before we continue?
No.
No.
Okay. All right, so I'm doing good here. Okay. Knock, why don't you read this? And this is be happy about your accomplishments.
Okay. Uh, Many people just do what they have to do, but not many people take credit for what they do. For example, if you work in accounting and take care of the budget, you can find ways to save the company a lot of money. You should be extremely happy about this. This is a huge accomplishment that someone else wasn't able to figure out.
Okay. So very good. So this I think is a really good example for work. I mean, this could be at home as well. If you work out a budget, you think about how you can save money. And with that extra money at home, you could buy something you've wanted to buy. Maybe it's a car, maybe it's some furniture, maybe it's a trip. So, if you make a budget at home, it also can be very helpful, of course. But if you do this at work, for example, you think, well, it's just part of my job. This is what they expect of me. But it's more than that. You need to be happy and satisfied about what you're doing. If you're changing people's lives, and for me in English, I like to think that I'm changing people's lives. I'm improving their listening skills. Maybe they're learning a new accent, because I don't think people from Wisconsin are really, I don't think there's a lot of English teachers outside in the world. So, I am making an impact on your life, and that's something that brings me a lot of joy. It's good. It's great. I feel good about it. And so this is something that you need to take into consideration too. Well, yeah, no, it's just expected of me. Well, yeah, okay, maybe. But at the same time, you're changing something. You're making an impact, a positive impact on the company in this example. So have either of you had this kind of experience where you've really thought about, hey, I did this and I feel great about it? Maybe if it was helping someone or giving money to the homeless or helping at a charity, anything like that?
Yes, I think, and in ATM machine, you know, and foreigners ask me to how to use it. So probably at that time, now I'm not sure, but at that time maybe there is no English display on the machine, so they couldn't, withdraw their money. So I support them, and I thought, oh, I'm a kind of suitable person for this or something like that. So I helped them, and they could withdraw the money or something. So after that, maybe I feel happy actually. I felt happy.
Well, I have that very similar experience. A lot of times, people will be speaking English, or I'll know that they're from Europe and not from Spain, and so they might need help with someone understanding English, and then I can translate into Spanish for them. So I have that same experience, and yeah, you do feel good. And it surprises me too that, for example, when I go home and I'm with my parents, that when I'm speaking to my husband in Spanish, it's strange to me that they don't understand it because it's so normal for me now. So, yes, Knock, did you have a question about the ATM machine?
Sorry?
The ATM machine, the money machine where you get your money.
Yeah, I know this.
Okay, good. Yeah, it could be very simple tasks. It could be something very simple as, giving someone 50 cents in the street, and they'll be so appreciative because they can, maybe get their sandwich then. Or I remember one time my husband and I were in Malaga, and this woman was outside, and my husband said, "Do you want something? We were going to get breakfast." And she said, "Yes, a sandwich." And then my husband said, "Well, what kind of sandwich?" And so he got her a sandwich, and she ate it in like 2 minutes. She wasn't one of those people that it just wanted food to save it for later. She needed it in that moment. And that's a good feeling, when you can give someone food, and maybe instead of money, that you can look at it a different way. It happens at a lot of supermarkets or grocery stores here as well. People will sit outside, they'll be begging for food. And so we'll say, well, what do you need? Not just get them whatever, but maybe they need olive oil, or they need something, hot dog buns, or, they want something specific, so they can have meals. So it's also important to ask people, not just if they need money, but for food. Food is obviously kind of important as well. So, Knock, do you have any examples like this, or have you seen anything?
The like example, like what I do, and I'm happy about this.
Yeah, I mean, if you've ever helped someone, or if you feel good about yourself for doing something. And maybe it's going to the gym, and it's that, I feel good I did this. I'm glad. Or maybe there's a day you don't feel like going to the gym, and you think, ugh, but I have to, I should. Fine, I'll go. And you go, and then when you leave the gym, you feel more accomplished. You feel better than you do on a different day.
So as I remember in 2015, I was so bad at English, and I first took my English test as IELTS, and I got like online, and I got only like 2 or around 3 point. I was so sad that time that like, it was so hard for me, and I thought to myself that I will never get over 5 score in the IELTS test in the future. But uh, it is a different story in 2017 when I have a goal of studying in abroad in Norway, as I told you before.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, the school in Norway required me to have a good band in IELTS test, like 5 or 5.56 is perfect. So um, I I put a goal for myself that in just 1 year that I have to learn English hard and harder in order to get that score. So yes, I started learning English seriously by myself, and I started to find foreigners online and in real life to talk. And also, I read some story in English in order to improve my vocabulary and my grammar, and then repeat it and repeat it after a long time for 1 year. In August 2018, I went to the IELTS office and I took the IELTS test. So after 2 weeks, I got 5.5 on IELTS. So I was so happy about this that I got it. Something that I didn't think that I couldn't do, but I got it. I was so happy about this. So it was my big achievement that I have got in my life.
Well, I'm very, very happy for you. And I know the IELTS test is very difficult. I've helped people prepare for the exam. It's not easy. So I'm very happy for you. And that's absolutely wonderful. Fantastic. You deserved it with all that hard work.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. So as we continue here, another thing that we can do is listen more and talk less. And if I'm correct, one moment. I think it's Ken's turn. Yeah, Ken.
Okay.
And okay, this one's a little bit longer, so I'll still have to move down.
Okay. You should to you should listen to your coworkers and try to help them with their problems. If you can't, maybe guide them to someone who can. By helping others, you will also feel good. Also, if you have any tips for them because of your personal experience, that's even better. It's a bonding moment in which it's also good for teamwork. If a team is united or cares for others, then the environment will not only be better, but performance could increase.
Okay, so really good. Thanks for reading that. And so, yes, let's listen to everybody else. Not okay. So, if they're complaining about something, you have to take the good with the bad. Okay, but it's really focusing on helping them with something that they need. Okay, and when you help someone, you really do feel better. I mean, who's ever helped someone and then felt bad? I don't think that happens normally. So it's good to do that. Now, I want to ask about bonding. It's a bonding moment. Does anyone know what that means?
No.
Ken, do you know?
The moment which calls bond, connection.
Okay, connection, yes. So that's good. And so bonding moment can happen when you're just on the same page with somebody else, or you have like a really great conversation with someone, and then you finish the conversation. You think, "Wow, now I feel closer to this person." Okay. In the United States or in English, I guess we say, for example, with parents, you can say it's a father daughter bond. There's a special relationship between fathers and daughters. I have that. I also do have a special relationship with my mom as well. That's a mother-daughter bond. But it's something to bring you together and bring you closer. So what that can do at work is actually make the performance better. You could work better, you could work together, you can help each other with ideas, problem solve. There's a lot of things that could be involved just by listening to someone else. Okay. So with that, I'm going to continue on here and knock. Okay, so monitor your pace. First, I want to talk about pace so we can understand this a little bit better. So pace. Does anyone know what that means?
Yes.
What?
Speed.
Oh yeah.
Speed or I don't know. I think it became Janglish, Japanglish. So
I've never heard
kind
that
of.
word in my life. That's awesome.
So yeah, I know the meaning it is
Okay,
like
good.
speed of doing something.
The speed or the rhythm or the frequency.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay.
Mhm.
Good. Knock, did you want to add anything?
Nope.
Okay. Well, then if you want, you can read this paragraph, okay?
Okay. Uh, no matter what your resolution is, you should keep track of your progress. If you don't, you might lose sight of the goal. Remember, slow and steady wins the race. If you do a lot and don't see much progress, you might quit. If you quit because you are not motivated, then you won't end up accomplishing your goals, which could make you feel like a failure.
Okay. So good. So we're back to the slow and steady wins the race. Who would like to explain what that sentence means?
I think it came from Aesop, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So how can I say the rabbit? I think it was a rabbit. Rabbit is first, and turtle is slow, but the turtle won in the end because turtle is more. How can I say? He moved his own pace. However, but maybe he's careful. Probably rabbit is is not careful. So in the end, that careful their own pace turtle won.
Exactly. So
I know.
even though you, oh, sorry. Yep, go
Sorry.
ahead.
I think it is said such kind of story called allegory.
Okay. I don't know actually.
Really? Okay, a kind of story has such kind of how can I say ethical message or something. Or yeah.
The moral of the story.
Yeah, yes.
Moral of the story.
Uh,
Exactly.
could be a technical term of yes of
Okay.
because yeah.
Yes, and so the story, I actually think it was called a hare, which is very similar to a rabbit. It's Hare. So it sounds the same as the hair that you have on your head, for example. Okay, I haven't seen that word actually, Ken. So thanks. I'll have
Yeah.
to reach that, look at that a little bit. So yes, basically the rabbit or the hare in this case said, "Oh, I'm super confident I'm going to win. I'll stop, I'll take a nap, I'll do this, and I'll still win the race." But the turtle just kept on going little by little and got to the goal, got to the end of the race before the hare. So, again, it's so maybe you don't see progress every day. Like for me and Knock, me losing weight and gaining weight, maybe you go and you don't see any progress for the first couple of weeks and you think, this is going nowhere, I'm going to quit. But it's not that. You need to continue because your body takes time to change, okay, for whatever change you want it to. So it's very, what's the word? You need to be motivated to continue and just say, I'm doing more than I did last year or a couple months ago, and with time, this will all help me. So if you go to the gym, Knock, and you think I'm going to have huge muscles tomorrow, that's not going to be true because it takes time. So you'll probably hurt tomorrow. That's called to be sore, okay? So step by step, okay? So like I said, go at your own pace, monitor your pace, make sure you're doing things that you should, and little by little. Okay, that way in the end everything will work out. Any other comments before we continue?
Nope.
All right. So, Knock, is it your turn to read this?
No, Aka.
No,
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a little bit
I
lost
have
out
that
at this
too.
point too.
Okay.
Don't take life too seriously. I really enjoyed this one, and my husband helped me a lot with this, and I'm very, very thankful for that.
Mhm.
Let me tell you. So, Ken, you can read this, please.
Yeah. We all know there is a time and place to be serious or not, but in general, you should lighten up a bit in life. Not everything has to be serious. Example from yesterday at lunch. For
That's for
example,
me.
if you okay, for example, if you have a schedule that is very strict during the week, it doesn't mean that you have to do the same on the weekend. In fact, it might be best to do the opposite. The way you won't feel so much pressure on yourself to do things at a certain time, allow yourself to be late every once in a while. Of course, tell the person you are meeting if needed.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk about the example, like I said, from yesterday at lunch. Yesterday at lunch, my husband and I went to it's called in Asia, I guess. It's basically a sushi buffet here
Mhm,
on the coast. And what you do is they give you a tablet when you sit down, and then you can order like 10 pieces or 10 rolls or 10 whatever items off of the menu.
mhm,
Then you have to wait at least a minimum of 10 minutes, and then you can order again. Okay. And so we
mhm,
were sitting there. It was the busiest we've ever seen this restaurant. This is probably the seventh time we've been to that place.
mhm,
And it's our favorite sushi restaurant on the coast. It's amazing. It's good price, good quality. We've never seen it so busy. Never. And so we
mhm,
thought, oh no, how long is this going to take? Well, anyway, we sit down, and the woman at the table next to us was very, I don't want to say strict, but really serious. Too serious for me. It's like, come
mhm,
on, it's Sunday, relax. She was talking to the waiter, and she said, look, we need this, we don't have this, we need this, we're missing all of these things. And so the guy, okay, yeah, I know, but we have a lot of orders. I mean, if you look around the restaurant, every table is full. When we walked in, we had to
mhm,
wait to sit down.
mhm,
So it's having that, okay, relax. Just because you're very on top of things, you're very organized and whatever during the week at work and your personal life, relax. I mean, there are things that are out of your control, and that's okay. Let them be out of your control. That way you don't feel so stressed. And I think she didn't even enjoy herself as much as she could have if she hadn't been so stressed. And she just, well, we don't have this, we don't have that. I'm like, whoa, 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 lady. Like, look around you. You're not the only one in this restaurant. And on top of it, it was a table of like 12 people. So, it takes time to make. They make the food when you order it. So that was just the example that I wanted. And she was just being too serious. I used to be the same. I used to be very strict about things. And then I met my husband, and he just relaxes me a lot. And he showed me how to be relaxed. And, I still worry about time and being late or this. But in general, what's 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Someone can wait 5 minutes, or you could get there 5 minutes early or later. It's okay. I mean, everything is okay in life. So don't take life too seriously. Okay, that's my advice. Any stories that are similar, or do you have any experience with this?
maybe that sometimes happens, and also maybe that causes additional stress to that person as well. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. And no one needs more stress. If you're not in the kitchen cooking and making the sushi, or making other things, then don't worry about it. Um, So yeah, no, I just think it's one of those life lessons that, like I said, my husband taught me, and I'm so glad he did, because I'm a lot less stressed than I used to be. than I used to be. I still am, but it's important to just relax, enjoy the time, and things like that. Okay. So this is the last part here, to be understanding. All right. So Knock, it's your turn.
Okay. If you know a girl is going to be extremely difficult, make it easier for yourself. If you start out the year already knowing that the goal is going to be really hard for you to accomplish, it is not a great idea. A lot of negative feelings will surface and you won't be as confident as you should be, along with so many other negative emotions. This will not help you have a better year or accomplish anything.
Okay. So good. So as I said here, if you have a really difficult goal, like Knox learning English, maybe it would take more than a year. That's okay. It's okay. But all you have to do is go step by step, little by little. You can't learn a language in 3 months like some people promise you online. You can't learn a language in 2 months perfectly. It's just not possible. So, don't be too hard on yourself. We have an expression in English, to be hard on yourself. Don't be. If maybe you have the flu for a week and you've done absolutely nothing, and then you're angry at yourself because you should have studied. But when you have the flu or you're sick or you're not feeling well, you can't think as you normally would anyway. So maybe you're delayed a little bit, but that doesn't necessarily mean your motivation has to decrease. It's natural. Or if you go on holiday, okay, and you don't do something that you think you should, well, that's okay. It happened, but just be understanding. Things in life happen, and you just have to go with the flow, is what we say. Any questions or comments about this topic? No, it's true, isn't it? I mean, you don't want to bring more negative feelings to something if you don't have to. Why feel worse about something when you couldn't think, you were sick, you had to do something? Just don't make yourself feel worse about it. Okay? So this is the last one. So Ken, could you read this for us?
Okay. So stay positive. Keep your chin up and do your best. As long as you know you are doing your best, doing what you can with the life you have, that's the most important goal. Most important. Goals might not get accomplished as fast as you would like, but don't worry. Again, there is next year. Goals don't end just because the year ends. So do your best and think positively.
Okay. So again, keep your chin up just basically means, focus on what you need to focus on, look up, positive, up, happy, good. Look at the sun, it's bright, gives you vitamin D. Don't look down at the ground because it'll feel like you don't have the confidence. Okay? There was one thing I wanted to mention and I forgot to because I got into talking about this. The topic. To lighten up a bit just means it's the same as to not take life too seriously. So the same as this title, to lighten up a bit. Okay. Okay. So good. Yeah. So as I mentioned here again, so you might not accomplish things as fast as you would like, but everything in life takes time. When we learn to walk, when we learn to talk, etc. Everything takes time. When we learned addition or subtraction for the first time, you don't understand it the first time. So it takes time, and that's okay. It's normal. All right? Don't forget that. Mm-hmm. So again, just stay positive and do your best. Okay? Did I do my best today? Yeah, I did. I did everything I possibly could. Maybe you went to the gym and didn't give it 110%, but you gave it 80%. At least you went to the gym, you did your exercise, and you went home. Okay? And that's it. So, Knock, I muted you because there was some noise in the background, so you can unmute yourself now if you want, and you can comment. What do you think about this? Do you think about this when you go to the gym? Are you highly motivated?
Yes, I feel highly motivated because if I get some more weight, I can be more handsome, and absolutely I can easily make like have a lover for myself.
Well, let me tell you, if love is based on looks, it's not going to last. So it does help. It's like money. It's not needed, but it definitely helps. But yeah, I completely understand. Not, can I ask how old you are?
Sorry.
How can I ask? Is it okay? How old you are?
I'm 19.
That's what I thought. Very young yet. So, as my advice to you is that looks are not everything, and as you get older, we all get uglier. Okay. So.
Oh, I will not be ugly.
No, none of us are ugly, but I'm just saying, looks don't always last. It's what's on the inside what counts. Ken, do you have any advice, any love advice as we're older?
Oh, but when I was 19, I couldn't talk English like him, so amazing.
Oh, that's a great compliment, Knock. How do you feel about that?
Thank you. I feel that all of my hard work has been paid.
Very good. No, I think Ken is
Very
absolutely right. My Spanish level was not even close to what your English level is at that age either. So that's absolutely great. So yes, that's the end of our Motivational Monday. Let me just double check what we have on Wednesday. I can't really think. I don't know. It's lunchtime and I'm hungry and I need to eat right now. Okay. Oh, Wednesday, more publications. We'll be talking about reap and pay with business expression. So grammar, but also on the topic of business. Okay. So, any questions for me for right now?
No, thank you.
no.
Okay, well then, fantastic. Well, enjoy your Motivational Monday wherever you are with the rest of the day that you have. Okay, and hopefully I will see you on Wednesday. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you too.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.